Okay, we're just leaving the parking lot. We are headed in the direction of Deer Haven, but at Badlands National Park, there's no like specific trails. So we're gonna walk through this prairie land with our trekking poles because there are rattlesnakes here. And then we kind of hook a right.
I'm Laura, and in 2020, I quit my job to travel the world. Since I can't hop country to country, I'm taking a closer look at all of the great places we have in the United States. Become a subscriber to support me on my big adventure, where this week I'm in South Dakota, exploring all of the great landscapes, monuments, and wildlife.
Okay, we're just leaving the parking lot. We are headed in the direction of Deer Haven, but at Badlands National Park, there's no like specific trails. So we're gonna walk through this prairie land with our trekking poles because there are rattlesnakes here. And then we kind of hook a right. This is Courtney's first time hiking out into the backcountry and our first time packing out everything for the night. So it's a nice backpacking trip. I think she's gonna be spoiled because of the location, but we should have a really good trip and we'll be back tomorrow morning. Scaling a mountain. Oh wow. Just no idea where we're going. How wonderful is that? It's just past 4:30, so we have plenty of daylight left. All we have to do is get to camp, set up the tent, and make dinner. We have made it a half mile and Courtney is hooked. We're following this game trail through the prairie, and I think we just have to go around these mounds and then cut back. Yeah, let's go on. Three and a half miles. If you're looking for a quieter hike, you can check out Courtney's channel, Escape the Wanted, on YouTube. See Deer Haven. So we've rounded the bend and we can see where we're supposed to be finding a spot to camp. I have to say, not too shabby. So we're gonna hike up to those formations, and that's Deer Haven. That's our goal for the night. We're hoping the mountains block the wind. We'll set up camp and make dinner. We made it to Deer Haven, and this is everything we expected. We have the tent set up on really soft grass. We came down here to cook dinner. We're about ready to watch the sunset. We've already had to put on a few layers because we're in the shadow, and we're having, what are we having for dinner?
We're having a veggie burrito bowl.
We're having veggie burrito bowl for dinner. So this is Courtney's first time having a backpacker meal. We're gonna boil some water. I'm sure she'll read the instructions more than I do, and then we're having that for dinner. I brought popcorn to eat too. It's nice to be out on a one-night trip where you can bring things like that. I just got busted eating popcorn before dinner. I do want to say that there's no bears in the area, so food storage, the ranger said that we can just keep it in our tent. I have the OPSAC from the Colorado Trail. I left the Ursack in the car just to save weight because this will be in the tent with us.
Add 2 cups of boiling water to ingredients, or fold crease and fill pouch to easy fill line. Stir thoroughly, then seal pouch or cover. Let stand 10 to 12 minutes. Stir again and serve.
Might be hot.
It's hot.
We just finished dinner, and that's what the sky looks like. Plus, the moon is coming up over our tent. I'd say this is working out pretty great. We're gonna enjoy the sunset, and I'll see you guys in the morning. We survived the night. We were woken up by coyotes 4 times, and I think there's some bighorn sheep happening somewhere, but I can't find them. Just finished watching the sunrise. I did not bring enough clothes, but it came up over there, and that's mostly prairie, and now it's starting to hit those peaks, which is pretty great. We're excited for the sun to come out. I have every layer I brought on except for my shorts. We need to make coffee. Courtney keeps pulling out extra layers that I didn't know we had, and I'm freezing. We still need to make coffee. Hope it's good. It'll be good. Courtney made us coffee, so I'm gonna make us breakfast. We have oatmeal. I have maple brown sugar, and she has peanut butter chocolate chip, and she's been excited since yesterday, so this should be easy. The oatmeal turned out perfectly. I have little brown sugar chunks in mine, and Courtney has peanut butter and chocolate chip. There are steeping instructions on the container, so we didn't ruin it too much, but they're meant to go in the microwave. The cup wouldn't even be a lot of weight to pack out, so this is a good one. We're just tearing down camp now. We really enjoyed this campsite. We're really at the entrance to Deer Haven. There are plenty of spots that are higher up, but this worked out perfect because I liked having the open area. We were able to see sunset last night and sunrise this morning. We also have sun on us right now, which has made a huge difference. We're finally able to warm up. This is the Yosemite tent from Hike Bike. It's a 2-person tent and weighs just over 5 pounds. We really liked it, so if you're looking for a lightweight tent for 2 people, I'll put a link in the description below. And now we're ready to hike out. I'm not sure how long it took us to get here. I think it took 2 hours. Courtney thinks it took a little less, so we'll time our hike out and let you know how it goes. We're packed up and headed out of camp. Courtney just checked, it's 8:45, so we'll see how long the hike takes. It was hard to leave. We had to keep taking pictures because this place is awesome. I stopped because this is a good chance to see the texture of the dirt. It's amazing because it looks like rocks, but when you touch it, it just turns to powder. It's crazy. Courtney and I have been talking about how it's amazing that these mountains have held structure over the years because they just feel so soft. So I know like all of the dirt here is like powder when you touch it, and it's all from erosion from these mountains. It's just amazing with how soft they are and all of the weather that you get in South Dakota that these have maintained their height over the years and not just eroded down. All of the dirt just turns to powder when you touch it. Okay, lead the way. They don't call this a game trail for nothing. Look at these tracks. And they're pretty fresh. I'm expecting, it probably happened last night based on the number of footprints from people, shoe prints, versus the paw prints. I think a deer, likely. Some type of deer. Made it back to the trailhead without any issues. Didn't even see a snake. Not that we're looking for them. I'm going to show you guys the parking lot so that you have an idea of where we left the car. I wanted to mention a few things before we move on. I did have some concerns about this trail because it's just a game trail, which means the animals have made it over time. There's no trail maintenance, but we really didn't have a hard time following it. It's September, so I'm sure after summer it's pretty well defined. I went ahead and pulled it up on Google Maps before we got started. That way when my phone was on airplane mode, I could still kind of see the route we should be taking, even though there wasn't even a trail on the map. The park ranger said that this trail is 4 miles. I think it's closer to 3 based on my research and what other hikers have said. It took us about an hour to hike back today. I don't know how long it took us to hike there, but on the way back, it's easier to know which direction you're going, how far it'll be, so it took about an hour. We also had perfect weather. It's really warm right now, but probably only 70 degrees. Yesterday when we were hiking out, it was probably 60 or 65, so that was wonderful. There's not a lot of elevation change on this trail, which is why we were able to do it so fast. You do, however, have to bring in all of your water. There's no water on the trail, and if there is, you actually can't filter it because of all the sediment in the water. There's no defined camp spot, so you just need to find a space in the grass. We picked one that had already been camped at, so we didn't have to worry about making a bigger impact on the grass. We loved the camp spot. It was so cool to see the sunset and the sunrise and be able to camp there. So I highly recommend the hike to Deer Haven and camping in the backwoods here at Badlands National Park. If you're interested in some of the shorter trails here at Badlands National Park, we're gonna go look at those now. I'll link the video in the description below.
Next time on Laura on the Move.
We drove 5 miles down a dirt road to Prairie Dog Town, and we can't get out of the car because there's a buffalo in the parking area. I hate ladders, so this should be interesting. I knew it was here, but I didn't realize it was so washed out underneath.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button. It'll help me bring you along on my next adventure.